got this. This is yeah.
I've wanted to finish a 100-miler for a long time. The first time I tried was in 2015, and that was the Mountain Lakes 100 in Oregon, which is pretty flat. It's got around 11,000 feet of climbing. And I discovered after not finishing that, I got cut for time at mile 82 and had some injuries also.
Would have to be able to do 18 miles in 3 hours, and it's not happening. If I thought it was at all possible to get to the finish line, oh, there still is a finish line, I would, but there's not.
I realized that steep is where I thrive. I love steep stuff, and Orcas is pretty darn steep at 26,000 feet. I didn't try Orcas until 7 years after that first 100-mile attempt, and I went out there and ended up having some personal life stuff go on. A good running friend of mine, he had been missing after a vacation to the Sierra Nevadas, and we found out the night before the race that he had passed away in a climbing accident. They found him. His name was Rob Bondurant, and he was just a really amazing runner. So I first set it out there on the race and was like, I'm gonna make him proud. I'm gonna do this for Rob. And then in the middle of the night, that was before they allowed pacers at Orcas, and I just was not in the right headspace and decided to drop about halfway through. I also have a personal connection to Orcas. I lived on that island with my mom. We moved there when I was 4 years old, moved over to another island when I was 9, and it's just where I was first introduced to the forest, loved to play in the forest as a child. Finishing this year was my 5th go, so I had 400-mile DNFs before finally finishing on the 5th try. People kind of look at me funny when I say the 5th time is the charm, but that's how it worked out for me. I wanted to be really deliberate in my training and think of things that I might not on my own. So I had actually been working with a physical therapist to make sure that my ankle issue from the previous year didn't reoccur. And that physical therapist has a coaching business also. So I thought that would be a great design to make sure my training wouldn't interfere with healing and strengthening my ankle if all of those things were in one person. So I hired Sean Fife, who has Turnpoint Physio, and it worked really well working with him as a coach. So if I don't make cutoff, it'll be the 75-miler for Mimi's birthday.
I see.
Or something we did.
Can I drink a water?
And Kate, if I make it, we'll basically not be able to stop at that aid station. I'll just need to, which sounds stressful as fuck.
Oh, we're gonna do Yickasell aid station, so once we get there.
Okay. Can I have that banana piece? Or applesauce?
Do you want electrolytes in your water? So the year before, when I made it to mile 90, I had done just a handful of mindset coaching sessions with Susan Donnelly. And this year I decided to do more coaching with Susan, and it made a huge difference for me. The coaching can be very subtle. Something I would share from one of our sessions is just that I had kept using the language, I really want to finish this year. I hope I can finish this year. And Susan kind of flipped that for me. Say, I am here to finish. not I want to, I hope to. So that made a tremendous difference. And I think Susan and her coaching are a huge part of what enabled me to finally finish 100 miles on the 5th try.
That's the quickest hit session. I'll catch up. Oh, sorry. I gotta chuck this.
I know. Look at her go. Okay, but yeah, will you catch up?
No, I can't catch up anymore. Thank you guys. See you. Actually, at this point, she came with her food.
She did drink all of that already. So that's good. She's just laying down.
That's hard to. Oh, a little rough. How are you?
Well, they're patching you back together here, so.
Working on it. Need some new lungs. Can I borrow yours?
So we decided to take the pause button for a year.
Have you taken anything with caffeine in it?
My last one,
Yeah, right there.
so not doing March Madness, just doing handing off
It's a good time to start.
cleaning up kayak and
Yes, middle of the night.
I thought about it at the last aid station, but I really wanted to lay down for 10 minutes. I got here first.
Well, waiting helps too.
Maybe
Got me. At a certain point, it doesn't really help much more.
Heading into mile 50, which was around midnight Friday night, I was really tired. I had had a rough couple of weeks leading up to the race. I'd gotten a cold, I hadn't gotten enough sleep. It felt like all the things went wrong, and I felt like I went in with low reserves. So with Susan's coaching, I knew, okay, that's information I have, and I'm not going to let it bring me down. I'm just going to take it and use it to my advantage, having the knowledge.
Stupid owl.
Is the ankle thing a reject?
I should probably take it with me, maybe, though. I don't want to take it with me, but yeah, this barred owl kept hooting at me on the power line. So
You and owls.
I know. I was like, don't even. I'm not up for that right now. So I was kind of stick for a while. So when I got really, really tired heading into mile 50, I said to myself, I was like, okay, I need to lay down for 10 minutes at the aid station before I go out. I need to close my eyes. That's going to make a key difference for me. And when I came in, they had some chairs all lined up and had taken a puffy coat for a pillow, and they set me up on there to lay down. So I curled up in the fetal position, closed my eyes, told Kate that I was pretty sure there was a blister on my foot. So while I was fake sleeping, she worked on my foot and popped and cleaned and drained the blister, got me packaged up, ready to go. And I actually ended up staying at that aid station for close to 45 minutes. And because I'm not super fast when it comes to the long distances, I didn't necessarily have that 45 minutes to spend, but I chose to stay in the moment and say, I need this for me right now, so I'm gonna run the mile I'm in. I'm gonna think about right now. I'm not gonna anticipate the rest of the race, and I'm gonna know that this is what I need for me to keep moving. So that was really pivotal that I allowed myself to do that, despite knowing it was a risk of being closer to cutoffs later, and it panned out.
We got this. This is yeah.
Alright. I guess we gotta go.
Yep, you gotta go.
I was really determined this year. The fact that I made it to mile 90 the year before and didn't finish was so close. So I knew that I could get it done, and I just knew I had to keep pushing, even though doing so and being so close to cutoffs was very uncomfortable mentally. It also felt like growth. felt like I was on top of the world. I was elated. I still am elated. I also learned that I can do hard things. I've done a lot of hard things in my life, but for this one, I had to choose to keep going and giving it everything I had, knowing that a finish wasn't guaranteed, and being minutes away from every cutoff.
Fucking stressful. But I'm grateful to get to do it.
You are making good time. That's great.
Now, are you gonna still be in it? No, yeah.
It was extremely uncomfortable mentally to push so hard and know that I only had minutes clearing each cutoff, and there was a real possibility that I could get cut. I spent a lot of the race fixating on the possibility of getting cut off on the top of Mount Constitution at mile 95, but that didn't happen. And once I cleared that aid station, and the aid station volunteers and James, one of the race directors, was up there too, they happily sent me down the mountain to the finish. At that point, no matter when I got to the finish, it was gonna count. And I actually made good time in that section because there was all this relief. And I just felt elated, joyful, and so grateful to have the gift of feeling what it was like to finish. I would tell anybody who has DNF'd a 100-miler but wants to try again to go for it, and that DNF does not define them. I had 400-mile DNFs to my name, and that had become a part of my identity. But I dug in, I worked with my mindset coach, and I changed my stripes, and I said, being someone who finishes the 100-miler can be part of who I am now. That doesn't have to stick with me. Then after the race, I felt like I grew as a person by being that uncomfortable and not exiting. The discomfort with knowing you might give it all you have and not make the cutoff or make the next cutoff or the next cutoff makes it so easy to find an excuse to DNF. But I didn't. I dug in and I kept going, and I really feel like it changed me as a person in a positive way that I did that.